guys, so we are back for a new tutorial, and as you can see the camera changed a little bit. That's because I got a new DJI Mimo. So yeah, I don't know what's the name of it, but it's basically a holder for my phone. So we're gonna get a new angle of camera. I'm still like trying to find out what's the best angle and everything. So yeah, as you can see the beat is really good, a nice chill vibe, maybe for like Nemzzz. It could work for Nemzzz. It could also work for like Florida type shit. So maybe Hurricane Wisdom too. I definitely think it could fit Drake too, because I mean this guy can literally do anything. So yeah. Okay, so the first thing I started with was actually the drums. I like to start with the drums recently because I got no idea of what to do with my melodies sometimes. So the first thing I started with was actually the 808. So this is the Kickers 808 from my summer drum kit right there. So new drum kit, free drum kit that you can get in the description. All right. Don't forget, by the way, to subscribe and like. I forgot to say it, but yeah, don't forget that you can subscribe, like, go into the description and find my new drum kit. So summer drum kit, as you can see, it has nice sounds and everything, and also loops, accents, leads, basically anything to make music. All right, so let's start with the 808 actually. The first thing I did with this 808, since it's actually spins, but as you can see the sound is a little bit modified, because in the envelope section I boost up a little bit the attack and put the hold to 100%, because as you can see it's really kicky. But when I add that attack here, it's more chill, you know, and it's really nice. So I played actually an E into E, back into G there, and then to C and the C sharp. So I'm just following the chord progression that I had in my mind when I made the 808, and I followed a specific pattern, which is the Florida West Coast pattern. So basically place your note on the first, so E. Then what you want to do is skip 5 cells. Actually go in line here and you want to skip 5 cells. So place 1 2 3 4 5, skip, you place 1 2 3 4 5, and you place. And as you can see, this works literally for West Coast, Florida also. It works really nice. So that's what I did, and then I just played a little bit with the rhythm and with the chord progression, and then I just changed a little bit the chord, you know, to add a little bit more bounce. This is how it sounds, by the way. For the kick, just played literally the same rhythm, and yeah, again it's a kick from my drum kit, so down in the description. Then there's a rim shot, and this one is really simple. It's on the first bar. So this is a bar, as you can see there on top. You have 1 2 3 here, and this is the first bar, and we're gonna go to the third beat. So the third beat is here, so 1 2 3. All right, so you place one here and you just copy this every bar like this. All right, and that's what I did. So I don't know why I changed a little bit the notes like this, like they look longer and everything. It doesn't add anything to it, so yeah. Then I added a laser perk, and this one is really simple. What you need to do is take anywhere you want to place it. So I wanted to place it on the second bar here, and you just choose a bar that you want to use, but you don't choose the beat, because the beat is always the third and the fourth if you want to do like I did, so the Florida rhythm. And as you can see, you place every little step like this. So those are steps. So every step you want to put it, and it should look like this. This is how it sounds like. Then I added a clave, playing just a 2-step rhythm. So place 1, skip 3, and place 1 again. Make sure to play on the off rhythm here. So play on the third step of the bar. So I'm on the third bar. I look into the fourth beat. It's really hard sometimes with the words, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna find it. So this is a bar, this big thing. This is a beat, and those are steps, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, because you know, we never know. So yeah, this is how it sounds like with everything. Then I did the same pattern that I did with the laser, but instead with the another rim shot perk, kinda the Kelly perk. So yeah, this is how it sounds like. Then I added the triangle just here playing. Again, now for the perks, you need to experiment a little bit. Also added a rim shot just playing at the end. This one's a little bit fancier, so what I did is a roll. So place your note, extend it to how long you want the roll to be, and then Alt A, and and you can play with the time mall here, and also play with the velocities of the notes, as you can see, and boom, you should be good with that rim. Then I added a stomp. I actually copied the rim shot pattern into a clap like this, you can see. Then I added effects. I'm gonna play everything how they all sound together, but since those are percs, and percs you need to experiment, it's all about the feeling of the song. That's why I usually recommend to start with the drums, so that you have more of like how the sound should feel. Then I did effects again, vox, another snare. This one is just a basic snare, but instead it's like playing like a perc, you know. So yeah, I added the hi-hat, and this one is playing the drill pattern. This is how it looks like. So I placed it on the fourth bar, and what you want to do is place one, then skip two, place one, skip two, place one, and skip one, place. So 2 2 1 like this, as you can see. And the last thing I can maybe tell you is the open hat. It's copying the kick pattern, but at the same time it's not following everything. You need to remove some notes, add a bit of variation, and you should be good. So now I'm gonna play all the drums again. For the percs, make sure you experiment. It's all about the feeling of the song, it's all about how you feel it, so really trust yourself. Already bouncy as far as you can see. Starting the drums is a good thing, so make sure you start with the drums. All right, so then I used Contact 8, and I used the 70s suitcase tremolo preset from Electric Keys Diamond. By the way, again, I will say it, but if you don't have any VST, and if you want to get, you know, new VSTs and stuff, I highly recommend getting the subscription from Native Instruments. It's really good. It's about $25 a month, but it's really worth it for the money actually, and it's the only subscription that I personally use, and the only subscription where you will have VSTs and effects plugins. So for this one, I already had the chord progression E, G, C, D, and basically for that one, make sure first you go into this little arrow there, go into view, scale highlighting, choose minor natural eolian, and go into any root note that you want. For us it's gonna be E. All right, and then place the first note on the first. So the first is this little note that is highlighted. So there's only one note in the piano that is highlighted, that's your first. Then on the sequence, the light notes are going to be in scale, right? They are in the scale, and the dark notes are not in the scale. So what you want to do once you have this, you want to do the skip place method. It's important, right? Look, we placed our E, we're gonna skip the first note that is in the scale, we're gonna skip F sharp, and we're gonna go to G. Then we're gonna skip this one, so A, and we're gonna place B, and we're gonna do it again because here we have a triad, but we want a more complex chord. We're gonna add the seventh, so we're gonna do it again, skip place. So there we had the seventh, and skip place, and you have the ninth, and as you can see, it sounds jazzy, bro. It sounds good already. And the last thing I did is I copied the bass note down one octave, so to add more warmth to it, you know, it's really good. So as you can see, that's the chord progression, E, then D sharp, and D sharp, instead of playing a normal D sharp, here it's a D sharp, a little bit improvised, you know, so it's not really, there's no tips I can give you. This one is purely random. I played it on the keys, and that was really random for the matter of fact. This one is an E, normal E, so I just copied it. Then the G. So what I did actually is I used inversions and borrowed notes. So borrowed notes is literally when you borrow a note that is not in the scale, and inversions, for example, this F sharp, as you can see, because we're in D, so I placed a D. So D is like this, D, we skip and we place, right? And we should keep that one in place here, but as you can see, it's not what I did. I actually took the F sharp here, and instead of placing that note here, I took the B from this chord and I borrowed it here. Same for F sharp, right? That's why I put it up an octave. A also, A is, I don't know why there's an A here, not gonna lie, it's a borrowed note again. So yeah, then C, this one's a basic chord, a major one, skip place like this. So as you can see, a transition note here, boom, and we got D here. So just basically use the skip place method, should work like this, and create a diminished, because in this scale the D chord is a diminished one. It's just a fancy way to say that it's a fancy chord, all right? It's a weird jazz chord, but yeah, this is how it sounds like, by the way. And the last thing I did is I actually played with the velocity, so Alt R, like this, and then you just play with the seed and the velocity knob. And also go here, tools, humanize, just click here and accept. This should play with the notes, as you can see, change them a little bit, make them more human. Then I just copied the chord progression into another instance of contact, and I use the electric keys moonshell this time on the double wah preset, and I just copied the chord progression without the bass notes. Kind of forgot to talk about the mix, but for the first one, what I did is I just filtered the frequencies. So I removed the bass note that I didn't like, I removed the high notes that I didn't like, and I removed the mid notes that I didn't like, which I thought were also clashing with the 808. And I did the same for that one, so the moonshell. I filtered the frequencies. Filter just means that you cut the lows and the highs like this, and then just want to cut a little bit the mids, because there's a lot of mids on that preset. But what you want to do is boost the frequencies that you like, for example this one. And last thing is add a little bit of reverb, low cuts to about 500, you know, just to remove all the low frequencies on that reverb. Decay, a pretty low decay, this is the minimum, 0.20, and the mix about 10%. And also put that into stereo mode here and remove the low notes here. Then I used Contact again, and I used the Session Strings Pro 2 on the Ensemble preset. And for that one, I'm literally copying the chord progression, but this time instead of playing the stabby chords, I'm playing long notes, because those are strings, and usually when you play strings, you know, it's really long, soft, chill, so that's what I did. And as you can see for the mix, what you want to do is add a bit of kickstart, mix to about 80-70%. Also put that free punch preset and put it on the half. And as always, filter the frequencies, lows, highs, and mid. Then again, same thing. We went to Contact, Session Strings Pro 2, and this one I used the Violaz preset. And it's just to add nice high frequencies to the song, you know, especially the violins, they usually sound nice in the high frequencies. And as you can see, this one is just playing F sharp, B, D, and F sharp again. And yeah, and again, I filtered the frequencies and boosted the one that I liked. And also, as you can see, this one is put in stereo a lot, 85%. This time, I didn't use Contact, I used Expand 2, really nice plugin by the way. And it's always usually in sales, so you can find it pretty easily. And I used the Strat Mod Wah preset, and this one is playing the stabby chords, but instead of playing the normal chords, I just removed the bass notes and even the bass notes that should be here. For example, there's an E here, and I removed it, right? I removed some of the notes just to make a nicer chords. Also, I added reverb on this one. As you can see, low cut to remove the frequencies. Decay, this one's a high decay. And as always, I filtered the frequencies. Then this is getting pretty nice. This one is a lead that I used, and instead of just playing one note, so let's say that instead of just playing F sharp, what I did is I took the F sharp, I put it a little bit like this, you know, a little bit back, and then I placed the note under in the scale, so E. As you can see, it's gonna do a flare, and that's the technique that I used. Last thing is maybe you can play with the velocities if you want, as you can see, just a little bit. And I copied that, played F sharp here, E, F sharp G, F sharp E, and F sharp E again. And for the one, I used the TB preset from Purity on the lead synth, alright. And what I did for the mix, I added a little bit of delay. So this is free delay, it's a free plugin of FL Studio. What you want to do is put the pan to about 37 like this, you know, this dot here, and then the volume same on this dot here. Ping pong mode so that, you know, it plays both left and right, and then the time to about 4 seconds, so it should be this one, so it's the 4th dot. Then I used pancake, so this is gonna play left and right, basically it's gonna do the volume left and right. Valhalla Vintage Verb, this one low cuts 500, decay 2 seconds, and mix 33. Again, filter the frequencies, remove the bass notes, and put it a little bit to stereo. And lastly, I used again Purity on the Tin Cup preset, and it's basically a bell, and yeah, it's just for the higher frequencies, playing F sharp E, F sharp B, F sharp G, and F sharp B again. really basic, just to add a nice soft layer in the top frequencies, the high frequencies, you know. And again, filter the frequencies, and since it's a high frequency that I want, I'm gonna boost them a little bit. And as you can see, put it in stereo as always. That's basic thing to do. And I mean, the beat is pretty much done. The only thing I did maybe is I added FXs here to add nice, you know, nice ambience, especially that round one fight, you know, to maybe add a little bit more to the drop. Also the impacts, FXs, a riser, and yeah, nothing more to it. So as always, I hope that this tutorial was useful. Don't forget that you can go down to the description and get any of my drum kits, because I actually released a lot of drum kits. They are all for free right now on my website, so yeah, why not get them, you know. And also don't forget that you can subscribe, like the video, maybe comment something good, I don't know. So yeah, don't forget that I love you and that Jesus loves you. All right, this is really important. And as always, peace out.
Round 1.